As we speak, a significant conflict unfolds in Eastern Europe between Ukraine and Russia. A conflict that isn't confined within these borders, but one whose reverberations could be felt around the globe. A Ukrainian loss could reshape political landscapes, redefine international law, and set a precedent for other nations grappling with similar scenarios. The magnitude of this conflict is immense, and understanding its implications is crucial. The stakes are high, and the outcome uncertain. Yet to understand the potential consequences, we must delve into the past. The roots of this conflict stretch back centuries, tangled in a shared history and divergent national aspirations. Ukraine and Russia, two nations woven together by threads of cultural intermingling and political strife. The seeds of discord were sown in the dissolution of the Soviet Union, intensifying with Ukraine's westward leanings and the contentious annexation of Crimea. The escalation of tensions in the Donbass region was but another chapter in this ongoing saga. This historical context sets the stage for a potential Ukrainian loss and its repercussions. Imagine a scenario where Ukraine succumbs to the Russian military. What might this mean for Ukraine and the world? First, let's consider potential territorial changes. We could see a shift in borders, with Russia possibly annexing more Ukrainian territories. This would not only change the geopolitical map, but also question the very essence of international law and sovereignty. In terms of political impact, a Ukrainian loss could drastically reshape the country's political landscape. We might see a puppet government installed, one that follows Moscow's directives. This would fundamentally alter Ukraine's path toward Western integration and democratic development. The economic consequences could be severe. Ukraine's loss could mean the loss of vital resources, leading to a massive economic strain. Displacement of populations would further exacerbate this, creating significant challenges for long-term economic recovery. Security and defense implications are also crucial to consider. A defeated Ukraine might face demilitarization, altering global security policies. NATO and EU strategies could shift drastically as they grapple with the new reality of a Russian-dominated Ukraine. The humanitarian aspect is perhaps the most heart-wrenching. The human cost of war is enormous: a refugee crisis, human rights violations, and a long-term social impact on the Ukrainian population. The world would need to brace for a humanitarian crisis of potentially unprecedented proportions. Finally, the global implications. A Ukrainian loss could send shockwaves through the international relations landscape. It could trigger shifts in power dynamics, embolden other countries with similar conflicts, and set a dangerous precedent for international law and order. The potential fallout of a Ukrainian loss is vast and multifaceted, impacting not just Ukraine but the world. In the face of such a potential outcome, the world would not stand idle. The international community, deeply concerned by the escalation, would likely respond in a multitude of ways. Sanctions against Russia would probably intensify, targeting not only its economic structures, but also individuals within its leadership. These punitive measures aim to exert pressure, pushing for a resolution that respects Ukraine's sovereignty. Moreover, diplomatic efforts would be doubled, if not tripled. Talks, negotiations, and mediation attempts would be carried out by various international bodies, from the United Nations to regional alliances. The goal? To de-escalate the conflict, prevent further loss of life, and ultimately restore peace in the region. But it does not stop there. There would be a concerted effort to support Ukraine post-conflict. This could take the form of financial aid, humanitarian assistance, or even technical support to rebuild the country's infrastructure. While international support is crucial, it is the spirit of the Ukrainian people that will determine the country's future. Even in the darkest scenarios, there is always a path to recovery. In the event of Ukraine's loss, this path would undeniably be steep, fraught with challenges, yet not insurmountable. Key to recovery would be the global community's response. International aid in the form of financial support, resources, and expertise would play a pivotal role in rebuilding the nation's infrastructure, economy, and more importantly, its spirit. Re-establishing Ukraine's sovereignty would be another critical step. This would involve diplomatic negotiations, forging new alliances, and reinstating Ukraine's rightful place in the international arena. The road to recovery would also entail long-term healing of a nation, addressing the psychological trauma, rebuilding communities, and restoring a sense of normalcy for the Ukrainian people. These pathways to recovery are not just theoretical constructs, but tangible steps that can guide Ukraine towards a brighter future. With resilience and international support, Ukraine can navigate a path to recovery. The potential consequences of this conflict are immense, yet so is the resilience of the Ukrainian people. From territorial changes and political upheaval to economic strain and humanitarian crises, the challenges are daunting. However, the spirit of Ukraine remains unbroken, a testament to their strength and determination. It's a call to action for all of us, to lend our support, our voices, our solidarity. In the face of adversity, we stand with Ukraine, and we hope you will too.